Recording in progress.
Quiet on the floor, please. Quiet on the floor, please. Quiet on the floor, please. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please place all electronic devices to vibrate. Madam Majority Leader, it's all yours.
Good afternoon and welcome to the stated meeting of February 28th, 2024. I am Majority Leader Amanda Farias, and I'd like to thank you for joining us. If you would like to follow along, the agenda for today's meeting is posted on our website. On behalf of the body, I welcome the members of the public who have joined us today. During stated meetings, only members of the council may speak. Members of the public shall remain silent. If you wish to express your support of any remarks, you may make the silent approval gesture. I want to remind my colleagues that decorum is to be respected at all times. Insulting each other is not appropriate. All remarks are to be addressed to the chair, and members shall not speak unless recognized by the chair. It is essential that even if we disagree, we treat each other with respect.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Roll call.
Abreu. Ariola.
Present.
Aviles.
Presente.
Ayala.
Here.
Banks.
Present.
Botcher.
Here.
Brannan.
Here.
Brewer.
Here.
Brooks Powers. Caban.
Present.
Carr.
Present.
Della Rosa.
Here.
Dinowitz.
Here.
Felice. Gennaro. Gutierrez. Hanif.
Here.
Thank you. Hanks. Holden.
Here.
Hudson.
Present.
Joseph.
Present.
Gutierrez.
Presente.
Krishnan.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Lewis.
Present.
Marmorato.
Present.
Marte.
Present.
Mealy. Menon.
Here.
Moya.
Here.
Narcisse.
Present.
Nurse.
Here.
Osei.
Present.
Palladino.
Here.
Thank you. Powers. Wrestler.
Here.
Riley. Rivera.
Present.
Salam.
Present.
Salamanca.
Present.
Sanchez.
Present.
Shulman.
Present.
Stevens.
Here.
Ung.
Present.
Vernikoff.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Juan. Yeager.
Here.
Zhuang.
Here.
Borelli. Farias.
Present.
Speaker Adams.
Present.
Thank you. We will now have today's invocation, which will be delivered by Pastor Louis Lamb of Brooklyn Alliance Church, which is located at 7504 Bay Parkway in Brooklyn.
I'm going to pray in English first and then Cantonese afterward. All right, let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here to serve the people of the New York City. May you give us the wisdom to serve. May you open our eyes to see things without bias. May you open our hearts to love others dearly. May you open our ears to understand our people. Father, bless this council and make this council a blessing to the city of New York, to the region around us, to the whole nation. This is our prayer in the name of Jesus. Amen. 親愛天父，感謝你帶領我哋嚟到呢一度，一齊去服侍呢一度嘅人民。願你俾我哋有智慧，願你俾我哋嘅眼睛能夠看見事物，沒有任何嘅偏見，讓我哋嘅心去愛對方，讓我哋嘅耳朵去明白我哋嘅人嘅訴求。親愛嘅巴父，求你使到呢一個嘅 council 成為 New York City 嘅祝福，成為我哋附近 region 嘅祝福，成為我哋國家嘅祝福。我們嘅祈禱係奉主耶穌得勝嘅名祈求，阿門。
Thank you. I would now ask Councilmember Susan Zhuang to spread the invocation on the record.
Thank you, Majority Leader. I would like to thank Pastor Louis Lam from Brooklyn Alliance Church for being here today. I want to thank him for his dedicated work with the Chinese Bensonhurst community, organizing local events, including food drives, after-school programming, and summer day camps. These programs have been fundamental to so many members in our community. And I want to make a motion for unanimous consent to spread the invocation in full upon record.
We will now have the adoption of minutes by Councilmember Christopher Marte.
Motion that the minutes of the stated meeting of January 30th, 2024, and the stated meeting of February 8th, 2024 be adopted as printed.
Messages and papers from the mayor.
None.
Communication from city, county, and borough offices.
None.
Petitions and communications.
None.
Land use call-ups.
None.
Thank you. We will now have communication from Speaker Adrian Adams.
Thank you very much, Madam Majority Leader, and good afternoon, everyone. Before we begin, I do want to express my condolences to our colleague, Councilmember Sean Abreu, on the passing of his beloved abuela, Francisca Gonzalez. Our hearts are with you and your family during this time. Your abuela will be missed by her family, friends, and her beloved community. Our city is also mourning the loss of 33-year-old Juan Teme Gansi, a construction worker who was killed on the job during a partial building collapse in Councilmember Yeager's district earlier this month. And just 2 days ago, we also lost 36-year-old Nassim Berry, a bodega worker in Councilmember Hudson's district, to senseless gun violence. Our thoughts are with their loved ones. We're also heartbroken by the death of 27-year-old journalist Fazil Khan, whom we tragically lost during a deadly fire in Councilmember Salam's district last week. Fazil was known for his generosity and kindness, and he is survived by his 5 siblings, mother and grandmother. We send them our condolences during this difficult time. March 1st will mark exactly 30 years since the death of 16-year-old Ari Halberstam, the beloved son of community leader and my friend, Devorah Halberstam. Ari was devoted to his family and his community, and his death was heartbreaking. But in the 3 decades since losing her son to senseless violence, Devorah has worked to keep his memory alive by establishing the Jewish Children's Museum in Crown Heights in his honor. She has sought to combat gun violence and help bridge communities together, and I thank you, Devorah, for channeling your pain and grief into efforts that will continue to impact our city and create a better future for our children. We will always keep Ari and your family in our hearts. Yesterday was Dominican Independence Day. Ooh. New York City is proud to be home to a vibrant and dynamic Dominican community. It is critical that we honor the many contributions of our Dominican community to our city and beyond. And tonight, the City Council and some of our members will host a Dominican Republican Independence celebration, so I hope you can join us right here in Chambers this evening for the celebration. March 1st is also Independence Movement Day, an important day for our Korean American community in commemoration of the March 1st movement for liberation and independence. Please join our Korean American neighbors in celebrating this important day. And as March is almost here, that means we will be celebrating Women's History Month. I'm so proud to lead this council, which has demonstrated to the city and the world what strong women's leadership looks like. Women are the cornerstone of society and the backbone of our families. When women are healthy, safe, and have access to opportunities, we all succeed. That's why we have advanced solutions that will create a stronger and more equitable city for all New Yorkers, and I look forward to continuing our progress together. Happy Women's History Month. March is also Greek American Heritage Month and Irish American Heritage Month. We look forward to celebrating the cultures and contributions of our Greek and Irish communities right here in New York City and around the world. Before I continue, I do want to wish a happy belated birthday to Councilmember Yusuf Salam, whose birthday was yesterday, and a happy early birthday, she's out celebrating, to our Majority Whip Sylvina Brooks Powers, whose birthday is March 1st. We wish them both happy, happy birthday. On Wednesday, March 14th at noon, I will be hosting my 2024 State of the City address at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. I hope to see y'all there. Before I continue, I want to thank our council staff, especially our legislative division and our legislative documents unit, including Ruthie Del Franco and Jillian Jeffries, for their hard work in preparation for today's stated meeting. Listen to this. Over 500 bills are being introduced today, and I want to acknowledge their dedication for making today possible. Now let's move on to our stated agenda. First, we'll vote on the following finance items. A preconsidered resolution sponsored by Councilmember Justin Brannan, authorizing a 40-year Article 11 tax exemption for new construction of a 7-story rent-stabilized building in Councilmember Sanchez's district. A preconsidered resolution also sponsored by Councilmember Brannan, amending a previously approved Article 5 tax exemption in Councilmember Abreu's district. The amendment makes necessary technical changes. Today, we will also vote on a set of bills sponsored by Councilmember Julie Menin related to mobile vending requirements. These bills emerged from recommendations made by the Street Vendor Advisory Board, which was established by Local Law 18 of 2021 and consists of various stakeholders, including vendor advocates and brick-and-mortar business representatives. Together, this package of bills will streamline vending regulations while also ensuring that vending does not occur in bike lanes. Introduction 49A would allow mobile food vendors to display or store goods on top of their carts, and it would simplify the display requirements for general vendors. Additionally, this bill would repeal the city's bookkeeping requirements for general vendors and mobile food vendors. Introduction 50A would eliminate the requirement for individual employees of mobile food vending carts or trucks to each have a New York State Certificate of Sales Tax Authority. This bill would also eliminate the requirement that mobile food vendors and general vendors obtain a tax clearance certificate upon renewal of a license or permit. And Introduction 51A would prohibit general vendors and mobile food vendors from vending in bicycle lanes. A bike lane is defined as a portion of the roadway that is marked off or separated for the preferential or exclusive use of bicycles. This bill would clarify that vendors cannot operate or leave their items in bike lanes. Thank you to our staff members, Sarah Swain, Natalie Meltzer, David Seitzer, and Rachel Cordero. Next, we will vote on two bills sponsored by Councilmember Gail Brewer that aim to increase safety related to the use of lithium-ion batteries and powered mobility devices. Over the past few years, as e-bikes, e-scooters, and powered mobility devices have become more prevalent, the city has experienced a rapid increase in lithium-ion battery-related fires in both residential and commercial properties that have resulted in a dangerous uptick in fatalities. This legislation is part of the Council's ongoing efforts to mitigate the dangers of lithium-ion batteries and improve fire safety citywide. Introduction 19A would require all businesses that sell e-bikes, e-scooters, and other personal mobility devices powered by lithium-ion batteries to post informational materials and guides about battery safety, both in their physical stores and on their online retail platforms. A violation would be subject to civil penalties ranging from $150 to $350 per violation. And Introduction 21A would enhance enforcement efforts for the sale and rental of uncertified powered mobility devices such as e-bikes and e-scooters. This bill would give the fire department enforcement authority for these laws, increase penalties for illegal device sales, and give the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection and the fire department sealing authority for repeat violators. We thank our staff members Sarah Swain, Natalie Meltzer, and David Seitzer, and Rachel Cordero. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I turn it back over to our Majority Leader.
Thank you, Speaker Adams. We will now move into discussion of general orders. I'd like to recognize Councilmember Brewer, followed by Menon.
Thank you very much. I want to thank the Speaker and everyone who's been working on the battery issue for quite some time. We know that just this last Friday, there was a lithium-ion battery fire that killed one, a journalism student, as you heard, injured 22. It's the 31st blaze caused by these batteries this year, 18 killed last year, and 200 fires. What Local 19A would do would basically tell retailers who have these batteries in their portfolio to post information that talks about no mixing and matching of batteries. And if you don't do it, you will be fined. We still need our federal partners. I want to say that we thank Majority Leader Schumer, Senator Gillibrand, and Congressman Torres, because they've all introduced a legislation to give the Consumer Product Safety Commission a directive to create federal mandatory standards so that we have batteries that are all certified, but that has not happened. Intro 21 would talk specifically also about the stores. It would mandate that both Fire Department and Department of Consumer and Worker Protection both together enforce what needs to be enforced at these stores. Number one, that they should have, if they have 3 summonses that they're given, then there could perhaps be some kind, either a fine and or a padlocking. At the same time, they also have to keep track in some kind of an inventory of what they're selling. Again, this is not, getting rid of all the online batteries. It is hopefully continuing what this council has done in the past, which is to focus on the batteries here in the city and trying to get only certified batteries to be used by these wonderful delivery workers. We do not want any more fires. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Menon.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Today I'm proud that the New York City Council will be passing several bills related to street vending, and I first of all want to thank the Speaker for prioritizing these important issues for street vendors. My 3 pieces of legislation that we're voting on today were recommendations from the Street Vending Advisory Board's report that was released in 2022. The first bill, Intra 49, repeals arduous bureaucratic requirements for street vendors, just as we have done so for small businesses in the city. Next, Intro 50 removes the requirement that all mobile food vendor employees obtain a certificate of authority to collect sales tax. This duplicative requirement is quite frankly unfair and unjust. We don't require every bartender or waitress employed at a restaurant to obtain a sales tax license, so why should we require every food vendor employee that is working for a food truck to do so? Under this legislation, only the licensed vendors will be required to submit proof of their certificate when applying for their permit. And then finally, Intro 51 is common sense. It would prohibit vending either on or in a bike lane. I want to thank Bill Drafter Sarah Swain for her work on these bills, and from my team, my Chief of Staff, Jonathan Shutt, and my Legislative Director, Brandon Jordan. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other members signed up to speak and no one's hands, we will move forward. Report of special committees?
None.
Reports of standing committees?
Report of the Committee on Consumer and Worker Protection, intros 19A and 21A, lithium-ion safety information and illegal powered mobility devices.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intros 49A and 50A, general vendors and mobile food vendors.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Intro 51A, vending and bicycle lanes.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Finance, M26 and Reso 199, budget modification.
Coupled on general orders.
We will have no interruptions on the council floor. The gallery is to remain silent.
Security, please do remove disruption from the chambers. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, we were in the report of the committee. Madam Speaker.
Please continue.
Thank you. Preconsidered LU 19 and Reso 200, and preconsidered LU 20 and Reso 201, tax exemptions.
Coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Land Use, LUs 11 and 12, 230 Kent Avenue rezoning.
Approved with modifications and referred to the City Planning Commission pursuant to Section 197D of the New York City Charter.
On the general orders calendar, resolution appointing various persons, Commissioner of Deeds.
Coupled on general orders, and I now ask that the clerk take a roll call vote on all of the items coupled on today's general orders calendar.
Abreu. Ariola.
Aye on all.
Aviles.
Aye on all.
Ayala.
Aye.
Banks.
Aye on all.
Botcher.
Aye on all.
Brannan.
Aye.
Brewer.
Aye and all, and I want to thank my staff, Sam Goldsmith in particular, as well as the speaker's staff, and certainly passing through the committee. Thank you, Chairman, and the Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Brooks Powers. Caban.
Aye on all.
Carr.
Aye on all.
De La Rosa.
Aye.
Dinowitz.
Aye.
Feliz.
Aye on all.
Gennaro.
Aye.
Gutierrez.
Aye.
Hanif.
Aye on all.
Hanks. Holden.
Aye.
Hudson.
Aye on all.
Joseph.
Aye.
Krishnan.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye on all.
Lewis.
Aye.
Marmarato.
Aye on all.
Marte.
Aye on all.
Mealy. Menon.
Aye on all.
Moya.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Narcisse.
Aye and all.
Nurse.
I vote aye.
Osei.
Aye on all.
Palladino.
Aye on all.
Powers. Thank you. Wrestler.
Aye.
Riley. Rivera.
I vote aye.
Salam.
Aye on all.
Salamanca.
Aye on all.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Thank you. Schulman.
Aye on all.
Thank you. Stevens.
Aye and all.
Ong.
Aye on all.
Vernikov.
Aye on all.
Williams. Juan. Yeager.
Aye.
Zhuang.
Aye.
Williams. Borelli.
Aye on all.
Farias.
I vote aye on all.
Speaker Adams.
Aye.
All items on today's general order calendar are adopted by a vote of 44 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions. Introduction and reading of bills. Waiting. The clerk.
Madam Speaker, all items are referred to committee as indicated on the agenda.
Thank you. There are no resolutions on today's calendar, so we will now move into general discussion. I will now recognize Councilmember Narcisse, followed by Sanchez, then Salam.
Thank you, Madam Majority. I speak today to sound the alarm on behalf of healthcare workers and hospitals across our city. As a council nurse, I am calling a code blue. Doctors, nurses, and hospital staff can handle most emergencies, but every now and then, even healthcare heroes need a lifeline. We need all hands on deck. We are facing a critical issue. Medicaid currently pays hospitals 30% less than the actual cost of care of New York. This understanding has created an urgent healthcare crisis, and it is severely impacting the more than 4 million New Yorkers who rely on Medicaid for their health care. We are seeing severe cuts in mental health services, longer wait times in the emergency room, and dangerous healthcare staffing shortages. This underpayment harms low-income New Yorkers, especially in the Black and Latino communities, leading to worse health care outcomes and shorter life expectancies. Safety net hospitals, which are a lifeline for many communities, are being pushed to the brink, and even worse, some like Sony Downstate and Beth Israel Center are on the shopping block. Jobs and lives will be lost. So with that, there's hope.
we have a solution. We need Governor Hochul to raise Medicaid reimbursement rates to cover 100% of cost of care by 2028, starting with a sizable down payment in this year's state budget. If New York increases Medicaid reimbursement, the federal government will pay for half of the cost. Fully funded Medicaid means hospitals can provide quality care and mental health services New Yorkers need. It means our seniors, children, and mothers and babies will receive the best quality care they deserve. I urge all my colleagues to send a clear message to Albany by supporting Resolution 170 when it comes up for legislature to fully fund Medicaid. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now move to Councilmember Salam, followed by Dinowitz, then Hanif.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Majority Leader. As has been discussed, Friday afternoon, February 23rd, a deadly blaze began on the 3rd floor of the apartments at 2 St. Nicholas Place in my district. The fire quickly spread to the floors above, putting the lives of several tenants in peril. I'm still shaken by images of people hanging from the ledges of the buildings as they awaited rescue. Friday's fire resulted in several injuries, and most unfortunately, has been discussed, the passing of Faisal Khan. My heart cries for the family and friends of Faisal Khan. Young and full of promise, Faisal arrived in Harlem by way of New Delhi, India, to pursue a life in journalism. He came to our city in 2020 after being accepted into the Columbia Journalism School, where he immediately made an impact as a brilliant data reporter on his way to earning his Master's of Science in Data Journalism. One thing that stands out about Faisal and his work is that he immediately used his talents in the service of others. While at Columbia, Faisal contributed to the Missing Them Project, where his research and analysts revealed how many children in this city had lost a parent or caregiver to COVID-19. It's delightful to hear stories of how Faisal treated the families that he spoke with so much care and kindness. In his professional work, he also developed the College Welcome Guide, an easily accessible tool for prospective college students to gain knowledge on colleges and universities beyond their costs and academic reputation. Simply put, Faisal represented the absolute best of Harlem, a vibrant individual blessed with a spark and intelligence that he used in the service of his neighbors. My community was extremely blessed to have him. This city was blessed to have him. May he rest in peace. He was a devout Muslim, and in ending, I just want to say, as we say in Islam, Inna Allahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun, we come from God, and to God we shall return. And if it's okay, I would like to ask our speaker if we may have a moment of silence for Faisal Khan and all of those that was mentioned who have been lost, whose lives was lost in the past few days. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Salam. I'll now call on Councilmember Dinowitz.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. Today, I'm proud to introduce 3 pieces of legislation that seek to ensure more New Yorkers are able to access our city and the great resources and information we have. The first bill I'm introducing, Introduction 163, is inspired by an actual mailer from the FDNY that was sent to constituents in my district. Everything about this mailer was inaccessible, from the font size to the colors used. This bill, introduced in collaboration with Councilmember Borelli and Lee, establishes accessibility guidelines and ensures that every public-facing print document follows these accessibility guidelines. From fire safety mailers to public assistance application, print documents from the city should be accessible to everyone, particularly our older adults and people with disabilities. The second bill, Introduction 162, introduced alongside Councilmember Marte, is focused on increasing accessibility to alternative modes of transportation by creating bike storage for employees and visitors of city-owned buildings. 2023 showed record numbers for New Yorkers biking, and by prioritizing bike parking in public buildings, we are making cycling a more accessible and viable option for commuters, contributing to a more environmentally friendly city. And finally, resolution number 75, urging the New York State Legislature to require all schools to provide comprehensive information on post-secondary financial aid opportunities, including programs like FAFSA and the DREAM Act, to their students. The numbers speak for themselves. High school seniors who complete the FAFSA are 84% more likely to immediately enroll in post-secondary education, and this percentage increases to 127% among students in the lowest socioeconomic quintile. I urge my colleagues to support these measures as we work toward a more inclusive and accessible city for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Dinowitz. Before time, I'd now like to acknowledge Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. I would like to request unanimous consent to vote on all items on today's agenda.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, permission granted. I'd now like to call on Councilmember Hanif. Oh, all right, you actually have to vote now, and I'll call on the clerk.
Thank you, Councilmember Williams.
I would aye.
Thank you.
I'd now like to recognize Councilmember Hanif, followed by Stevens, then Sanchez.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Today, I'm reintroducing Intro 210, which would end the mayor's cruel and counterintuitive 30 and 60-day caps on shelter stays for asylum seekers. I'm grateful to Council members Ressler, Gutierrez, De La Rosa, Hudson, Sanchez, Nurse, and Juan for introducing this bill alongside me, and for many more members for joining as sponsors. In recent weeks, we've seen the devastating consequences of this policy. Street homelessness has been exacerbated, and students have had their education disrupted. I urge my colleagues to meet this urgent moment and stand up to end shelter evictions. I'm also very excited that this bill will be heard by the Committee on General Welfare this Friday at 10 a.m. Thank you so much, Deputy Speaker Ayala. I'm also holding a rally along many faith-based leaders and issue advocates immediately beforehand at 9 a.m. on the City Hall steps, and would love my colleagues to join. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. I now call on Councilmember Stevens, followed by Sanchez.
Good afternoon. I'm proud to introduce two pieces of legislation alongside the Hood Caucus members, Councilmember Natasha Williams and Councilmember Kevin O'Reilly. The first piece of legislation would limit social media access for young people unless waived by a parent or guardian. The second bill would require the city to conduct a report on the impact of social media on the mental health of young people. Data from 2021 indicates that 77% of our city high schoolers spend 3 or more hours per day in front of a screen on average school day, not including time spent on schoolwork. Social media has become an integral part of our daily lives. Youth mental health in New York City has been declining for over a decade and cannot be ignored. Our youth are being exposed to harmful and toxic content daily, and we must be proactive in promoting healthier online habits and ensuring that our young people citywide have the tools and support to navigate the digital landscape in safety. This is a proactive step to address the youth mental health crisis, as we know that there are disparities between Black and Brown communities and the disproportionate impact of the harmful effects. And I urge colleagues to sign on to Intro 442 and 443. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. I'd now like to call on Councilmember Gutierrez and then Sanchez.
Thank you, Majority Leader. I'd like to just extend my heartfelt condolences to the family of the man tragically killed yesterday in traffic violence amidst the chaos of Broadway in both mine and Councilmember Ressler's district. Yesterday was another difficult day for me, as every traffic death knowing how preventable this loss of life was. Broadway is a designated Vision Zero priority corridor, stands as a symbolic artery coursing through the heart of Brooklyn, but it is notoriously unforgiving. The JMZ line runs above, while below is a major commercial corridor for pedestrians and drivers. It's a main pathway from East New York to Williamsburg and the city on the other side. It's a truck route. It's the fastest way to travel by bike. It's used by everyone, but works for no one. Band-Aid fixes, though well-intentioned, fail in comparison to the holistic approach needed to stop the tragedies that keep happening. To truly honor those who have fallen victim to this lack of action, we must confront the systemic challenges head-on, acknowledging the complexity of its network and the diverse array of users it accommodates. Only through a concerted effort to address its multifaceted challenges can we hope to transform Broadway. I'm thankful to my colleagues, Councilmember Ressler, Nurse, Osei, and Mealy, who have all been engaged in this much-needed action, and implore DOT and this administration to work collaboratively and urgently to save lives. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'd now like to call on Councilmember Sanchez on Zoom.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Hi, everybody. Reporting live from 250, where a screaming toddler is refusing to nap. Hi, everybody. So I am introducing a number of bills today, as all of our colleagues are, and I want to highlight two bills in particular that I would love for the 25 plus members that were on it before can jump back on. First is going to be Intro 431, which was formerly 1270 street vending. It's as old as New York City itself. And yet most vendors in New York City operate in the shadows. Estimates are that 60 to 70% of the vendors that you see out in the streets are operating without a license, without a touch point with government, and in ways that are not necessarily harmonious with our communities. And so Intro 431 asks the city of New York to take a step in the direction of regulating vending in a way that allows people not to be in the shadows, that allows folks to not operate in the shadows and effectively regulate vending instead of placing an arbitrary cap. We are the only large city in the United States that places a cap on vending. So I invite everybody to rejoin 431 and also to be a part of the dialogue that we will be spearheading with advocacy organizations and groups all over the city to ensure that there's robust conversation. And Intro 435, which was formerly 895, is about increasing access to rapid STI testing. The Bronx in particular suffers from the highest rates of HIV across New York State, 62 counties, including having double the rate of our sister boroughs right here in New York City. So by expanding access to testing, we can make a real difference and save lives in the city of New York. It's time to ensure that everyone has access to the services that they need. Thank you so much, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Councilmember Sanchez. Seeing no one else left to speak, I'd like to note all items on today's general order calendar are adopted by a revised vote of 45 in the affirmative, and 0 in the negative, and 0 in the abstentions. I'll now call on Speaker Adrienne Adams to close today's stated meeting.
Thank you, Majority Leader. The stated meeting of February 28, 2024 is hereby adjourned.